45 miles northwest of Chicago is the city of Crystal Lake, Illinois, home to Aaron and Samantha Helmer and their 3 children.
Our neighborhood is nice, quiet, suburban American neighborhood. We've lived here for 4 years. We get along with all of our neighbors out here.
At 3 a.m. one morning, Aaron is awoken by an intruder alert from his home security system. A stranger has walked onto his driveway and tried the door of his unlocked car.
I look at my phone and see that my car door is wide open and the light is on. Didn't really think about if the guy had a weapon at all. I just knew that I didn't want somebody in my car.
Oh my God.
I slammed the car door shut on him just to kind of stun him because I didn't know what kind of size person he was when I first ran up to him.
Oh my God.
I'm 260 pounds. I'm a big guy. He was about 120 pounds soaking wet.
Drop whatever you have in there, okay? Yeah. All right. You okay?
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
I think this kid was scared that I came outside of my underwear.
What do you have in there? In the wallet? Where's it at?
Then I had to call my wife and wake her up out of bed at 3 o'clock in the morning. I was scared doing that.
I was trying to make money or something? I'm hiring. Everybody's hiring.
Yeah, so much. I don't want to explain it, but
Aaron called my phone and asked me to see if his wallet was on the counter in the house. I like to sleep, so I was not very happy that I got woken up to some kid breaking in our car.
Is my wallet in there?
So when I walked out, I just said it like right away, like, call the police. Like, why are we standing here?
What the f*** you doing?
I'm really sorry.
But then, like, I saw it was a kid, and I could see that, like, Aaron was kind of unsure of how to handle the situation. I just went into mom mode.
What else you got? What else did you steal from other f***ing people?
Just some money.
How old are you?
17.
What the f***?
I know, I'm sorry.
You trying to go to jail over stealing $5?
He was a young kid. If you call the cops on him right away, that could scar a young kid on his record. I used to get into trouble when I was younger, and I didn't want that.
How many other houses did he hit so I can get this back?
Honestly, I just wanted to get through to him, like, how stupid what he was doing really was.
You know, your whole life over some stupid shit.
I'm not doing any damage to the parties.
If he would have caught the wrong house, he could have got shot over, like, a couple of dollars.
Think of this as your lucky break, man.
Yeah.
We talked for about 10 minutes or so. He never tried to run at all.
Where do you live?
I live a couple blocks.
I don't know that he was a neighbor, but I never ran into him before.
Still live at home with your parents?
Yeah.
Where do they think you are?
Empty the rest of your pockets.
So he had about 10 pairs of sunglasses, around 5 pairs of prescription glasses, about $5, $10,
Like 20.
$20. He had a pocket knife on him, and he had a bag of Skittles.
Learn your f***ing lesson.
I am, trust me, I'm so sorry.
Don't apologize to me.
Yeah,
Think about it.
We let him go before we called the police to come get the things. It's not ours. We wanted to get back to the people that it belongs to.
No, you know what?
You ever been in trouble with the police before?
No.
It's not fun, I can tell you right now.
He was apologizing that he would never do it again, and I think he got away with it once or twice and then realized the severity of it. If he does get caught, what kind of consequences come next.
I don't know. I think we made a good team of good cop, bad cop.
I'm going to fuck to bed.
I think our neighbors, him and his parents, would appreciate how the situation was handled. I mean, we still really don't know the full reason of why he was doing what he was doing. So as long as he took something away from it, that's good enough for me.
Like stupid.
Now to Denver, Colorado, and a neighborly good deed that doesn't turn out how it's supposed to. It all starts in this alley in the city's arts district. A battered SUV pulls up. and the driver loads a length of scrap metal into her truck. But look closely. Something in that garage has caught her eye. She takes off, but a little later, she's back, this time on foot. And guess where she's headed? Straight for this mountain bike. Now this could be the end of the story, but it's not. In fact, it's only the beginning for neighbor Josh Berman, whose office backs onto this alleyway.
I was on my way back to the office after lunch, and as I'm pulling into my office parking lot, I see a woman carrying 2 large mountain bike wheels out of the parking lot. It raised some red flags. It didn't look like they belonged to her, and I couldn't imagine why she would be walking out of our parking lot with these wheels. So I stopped her and I asked her if I could help her, and she looked at me, kind of got angry and said, "No, I'm just trying to get out of the parking lot." And she kind of rushes by me and starts walking down the sidewalk.
Josh doesn't know it yet, but he has just met the bike thief. And her getaway is not going to plan. The bike has 2 flats, so she's now having to haul it to her SUV piece by piece. And boy, is she pissed.
As I'm getting my phone out to start shooting her, she turns around and swings a bike wheel and actually hits me in the chest. And she's yelling and screaming. I mean, at that point, I'd kind of had enough and turned around and decided to get on with my day. And as I was walking back on the sidewalk towards my office, I actually saw a mountain bike upside down in the right-of-way in front of the office. I went up to it and could tell very quickly that it was a very expensive mountain bike, and probably the exact same mountain bike that she had just removed these wheels off of.
Josh suspects the bike is stolen, probably from a neighbor.
So I've been involved in biking my entire life. The bike was a late model Santa Cruz carbon fiber frame mountain bike, which, I mean, those are not cheap bikes. They can run anywhere from $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 and up. It's definitely the kind of bike that, nobody would probably be riding, on the streets of Denver. So I picked it up and I started walking back to my office. And as I'm rounding the corner from the sidewalk into the parking lot, catch out of the corner of my eye something coming at me, pulling into the parking lot at a super high rate of speed. I jump out of the way at the last second just as she actually is hitting me and kind of smashes me up against a car in the parking lot. And I mean, I immediately kind of in shock. I'm trying to figure out, am I injured? The bike is lying on the ground, and she gets out of the car and starts screaming and yelling.
This is not your bike. What are you doing? Yo! You're a thief, dude. What is wrong with you?
Calling me a thief, saying I've stolen her bike, and just kind of out of her mind with a super crazed look in her eye. And at that point, I realized that she was willing to run me over, kill me to get this bike. So I leave the bike and I ran into my office and started shouting to my coworkers to call 911.
Josh then quickly returns to the parking lot, determined to capture the thief on his cell phone camera.
We walked back just to see her pulling out of the parking lot, and at that point I got my phone out again. And, I mean, you literally see scrap metal falling out of the back of this dilapidated Bronco with no plates, and she's still screaming and yelling while she's driving down the street. I mean, at that point, I kind of just considered myself lucky that I wasn't more seriously injured, and went into the office where we started looking at the security cams and saw that it was indeed our neighbor's bike that had been stolen from the alley. We went over to the neighbor's house and knocked on the door just as he was coming home, and I got to break the bad news to him that unfortunately his bike had been stolen, and showed him the footage.
Josh and his neighbor Sean, who owns the bike, have both filed complaints with the Denver police, but so far, no arrests have been made.
Law enforcement, I feel like nationwide, is not prioritizing bike theft. And obviously there are a lot of bigger, more important issues that we're all dealing with. But at the same time, people have taken it for granted that Denver is a relatively safe city and they let their guard down. I mean, it's a problem.
Denver police suggest locking bikes, even in a locked garage, and taking a selfie next to the serial number to help officers reunite a stolen cycle with its owner. Every year, over 370,000 bicycles are stolen from neighborhoods all across the United States. That's one every 90 seconds. But crime rates are so low in Littleton, Colorado, The owner of the surveillance camera leaves his daughter's $300 mountain bike on the porch, unlocked.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'll never do this ever
I will call the
again.
police.
I know. I'm sorry. Please don't. And I'm on your ring anyway, so they'll know who I am.
Even though the intruder is caught red-handed, the neighbor takes no further action because at least she's
I'm
apologizing.
very, very sorry. I
Again
apologize. I just have no gas money.
and again.
So sorry. I've never even done this before.
That bike thief may be leaving empty-handed, but in British Columbia, Canada, this man is cycling down the street carrying a BMX bike. It seems like an innocent scene, except he's just stolen it from a stranger's yard, and his pedal-powered pursuer is the owner. This owner is lucky. Police only solve around 1 in 10 bike thefts, but he's in no mood to celebrate. It's a good day for neighbors standing up for their bikes, and a bad day for the bike thieves. In this quiet California neighborhood, a woman is walking right across people's front lawns until she spots something in a mailbox. But this door has eyes. And while opening the homeowner's mail, she's caught red-handed.
Hey! My door! Give it back! I didn't get nothing! I didn't get nothing! But everything's there! House. Do you hear me? I hear you! Get from house!
This crook is getting off easy. Mail theft is a federal crime, punishable by up to 5 years in jail. So hopefully this friendly neighborhood warning
Hey! My door!
is enough to stop her from ever trying it again. Now we're in Portland, Oregon, where this masked man seems to be acting normal, coming to greet his neighbor. The only issue? He's a total stranger. He waves to nobody, just putting on an act for any neighbors who might be watching. He checks up and down the driveway for any prying eyes. The coast is clear, so he heads back to the porch to claim his prize, the stack of packages. But imagine his surprise if someone is home after all.
Hey, I was just coming. I'm with UPS. I'm with UPS. I was gonna go to your neighbors. We go around every place to make sure that if you're not home, we'll pick your neighbors or whatever. I'm an auditor for UPS. Swear to God, even if it's look it up, Michael Hansen.
Needless to say, this opportunist isn't Michael Hansen.
I'm with UPS.
Nor does he work for UPS.
Swear to God.
90,000 packages disappear from doorsteps every single day. But at least this isn't one of them.